Hello, Louisiana Beer Reviews. We're doing a beer called Termite Loger. It's a lager beer from Royal Brewing Company of New Orleans, Louisiana. 5.9% alcohol, 24 IBUs, and you bought basically the first batch of bottles, and this is the first video review for this beer in the world.
Right. It's my understanding this company's been open for a while. I did meet one of the owners at Elio's Wine Warehouse, uptown New Orleans, a couple of years back. And they were sampling their beer. They were out on kegs. So, of course, you know, shutdown came along, everything changed, but here we are. We got their beer in a long neck bottle. I read up on this. This is a California Common, which is the only beer I've ever had before. California Common, which is, I would assume, indigenous to the California area, would be Anchor Steam. We've been talking about Anchor Steam.
And you probably had the Catahoula Common maybe from Gnarly Barley once?
No, I haven't. I've seen it on the shelves, just never picked it up. So, all right, so we're going to crack this open and see what it's all about.
Nice hiss.
Nice hiss, yes. No fancy layman on the cap, just good old Saints football helmet gold. Okay.
Dark. It's darker than Anchor Steam beer. That might have some sediment at the bottom. Where that thing's coming out. Let's see. Look in there. No, I guess so.
It's hard to tell in a brown bottle.
Yeah, I don't think it has any sediment. Want the bottom drinks?
Go right ahead. Enjoy. I'm not a fan of using my natural filters to filter.
Well, I don't think termite is a word I want to see except maybe on a beer.
Well, here in the New Orleans area, termites are quite common. They've known to swarm, and you can see them at night. You go outside and they're all swarming around the lights and all over the place, and usually shut everything down because they'll make their way inside even when all the windows shut. Don't know how that happens, but cracks and crevices in these old shotgun homes we live in.
They come in the house. All right. The appearance is dark. It's cloudy, much cloudier than the Anchor Steam beer. It's darker.
The appearance is like a natural apple juice.
Yeah, like
Natural apple juice. So
yeah.
if y'all familiar with the
Martinelli's.
yeah. So that's what it looks like. It looks like natural apple juice, where it's almost like a cloudy appearance in the inside, and it fades as it gets to the edges. A lot different than most of those cloudy IPAs that we're getting.
Yeah, it smells like spicy gingerbread. Smell that. You probably
I'm
had
still
this.
looking at the appearance. The head is dissipating
yeah.
quite good because we're drinking out of basically a porter glass or a stout glass, and there's a lot of bubble lacing that we get off of say a Lagunitas,
Yeah.
or even a Sierra Nevada, where you get that thick bubble lacing. So to me, without even tasting it, that means it's going to be really tasty beer because it's got all that flavor coming up through the bubble mass.
It's pungent.
Yeah, it is.
It smells like spicy honey.
It does smell like a spicy honey. Cheers, let's go ahead and taste it. It's definitely a different flavor going on.
You mean aroma?
Aroma.
The flavor is not like Anchor Steam at all.
Mm-mm.
It's like a spicy biscuit, a spicy bread.
There's a slight waxiness going on. You alluded back to a spicy honey. Almost like what you get off of a honeycomb.
I'm gonna tell you what this reminds me of. It really reminds me of it a lot. And it's gonna sound weird, That's a lager. This is a lager, but it is a lager. There's a beer you can get at Trader Joe's, and it's called Simpler Times Pilsner and Simpler Times Lager. In Simpler Times Pilsner, I think it's 5.5, and the lager is 6.5. Or
Simpler Times. Yeah.
It reminds me of Simpler Times, which has a strange taste too, like that spiced bread. Like, it doesn't taste like the right style when you drink them, but they're pretty good, and they're only $3.99 a 6-pack. But this does taste a lot like the Simpler Times from Trader Joe's. Hey, sorry, Royal Brewing. I'm not saying that as a negative. I'm just saying that's what it reminds me of. Although the smell is not like that. The smell is more funkiness, like old musty attic.
Funky. Like funky to match the funky city we live in.
Like an old musty attic off of Dowman Road in Pines Village in New Orleans East.
There's this strange kind of aftertaste that's kind of lingering. It's not bad, it's just different. Like I said, it's almost like there's a honeycombness.
Yeah, low bitterness.
That's leading into a slight metallic flavor.
Low bitterness.
That I've also pointed out in some of the ice beers that we try.
Oh, right. Then you said it tastes freezer burnt. Medium body and a dry, mostly dry finish. I don't know. To me, it tastes like there's some kind of flavoring in it, but I guess there isn't. It's just the yeast or whatever. But it does.
Well, if there's flavoring in it, it's definitely layered. I mean, I could taste it going all the way through. Usually, when you get a flavored beer, you just get that flavor and it's gone. This is all over the palate. And it's those from the front to the end. You get the honey, the muskiness. You get, I mean, it's just, and it's a very unusual beer.
Yeah, and the Simpler Times have that same thing, like you're talking about, like it has that strange flavor throughout. It's like, did they add some kind of spiced bread to this? Now, you know they didn't. It's got to be coming from the yeast. But it's just strange and unusual. Anchor Steam is different, okay, but it's not really that different. It's just kind of like a regular beer, you know, with no corn or rice. Just like an all malt. And which I assume this is too. And I think the earlier simpler times, early times of the whiskey.
24 IBUs, so it's not gonna be that bitter. It's respectable alcohol, 5.9, which we get from the ice beers.
Right. So here's a taste challenge. Get Simpler Times from Trader Joe's, either the Pilsner or the Lager, whatever one is lower ABV. But they're both kind of elevated ABV, and then do a blind taste test with this, and I think you'll notice a lot of similarities. Although I already put that little thing in your head, you know. Anyway, well, it definitely doesn't taste like most other lagers.
Simpler Times, you liked Simpler Times when you got it, right? It wasn't just the price; you liked the flavor and the taste, didn't you?
After a number of years, when I first tried Steam, it wasn't very good. The company seemed to have improved it. Like in the last 10 years, it's gotten better. And that's Minhas.
Where'd you get it 10 years ago?
Trader Joe's, like in Baton Rouge. Because the Trader Joe's in Baton Rouge has been around much longer than the one in Metairie. All right.
You mean Strangerie?
No, Metairie means that. I was looking at word. It means like a little farm area, like a little personal farm.
It's a strange area of town.
All right. Score. I'll let you go first, since you bought it. Haha.
I like it. It's got an unusual flavor. It goes down really smooth because for 24 IBUs, I think it's higher. I'd even push this into like the 40s.
Oh no.
Yeah. The IBU's up there. No, I mean, it's higher than 24.
I think it's a full 24. I don't think it's higher than that.
You got to show me on your Cyclops scale, then.
On the Cyclops scale, it would be like about 2.5, maybe 3 out of 5 hop cones, which could be higher than 24. And then the sweetness scale would be It's kind of sweet too, like honey, like we said.
Yeah, it's honey.
So it's
and
like
honey
3 out of 5
from
sugar
the town.
cubes. This beer's kind of sweet, it's kind of bitter, it's unusual.
Locally, I've never tasted a beer like this. I like it. I'm gonna give it a B plus. I'll give it like a 88.
That's what I was thinking too, a B plus. It's very good. I don't know about excellent, it's a little strange. I don't know what the price is, but I'm sure it's not $3.99 a six pack like the Mint House beers at Trader Joe's, but oh well, you know, that's the way that goes. But anyway, so check it out if you come to New Orleans, because chances are you won't see it anywhere else, but who knows how big it'll get. So, Les Bon Temps Relais, a very good Termite Loger.
Very good beer. A Loger.
Termite Loger, Louisiana common beer.
Here, get a little closer, you can see the word Loger.
And it's definitely not common. This is definitely not a common flavor.
No.
And we're going to end this review by saying, make sure you keep your house termite inspected.
And don't chew on wood.